Hello and welcome back to Alice Talks Football. Manchester United have beaten Copenhagen 1-0, so Manchester United go through to the semi-final of the Europa League, and today's video is 5 things we learned from Manchester United 1, FC Copenhagen 0. This is my post-match reaction where I talk about 5 things we learnt from the game, and first things first, man of the match was Johnson, the Copenhagen goalkeeper. He was insane today. I think expected goals had Manchester United at 4 compared to Copenhagen's 0.6. And it was one of those games where another day we could have won that game 6-0, but we won 1-0. And you know, the scoreline doesn't really tell the story. I thought the first half we were poor, the second half we were really good. I thought the performance in the second half was really good. I think when Martial and Bruno turned it on, we were excellent. But we won 1-0, we're through, that's the most important thing. Frustrating that we didn't get more goals because I think we actually deserved it, but their goalie was on fire. So let's get straight into my 5 things we learned from the game. And the first thing I want to talk about is Martial and Messi. Now in the first half, Martial was quite quiet. You know, Greenwood was actually probably the standout attacker in the first half. He obviously scored that great finish, but it was offside. I think Greenwood hit the post, and then Rashford's follow-up was offside. I think Greenwood had a few chances. I thought Greenwood was really good in the first half. Also, did you see Greenwood, like when he took it down with his chest early on in the game? That control from him was amazing. And I thought Greenwood was good in the first half, but the second half was all about Martial. I think Martial turned up in the second half and he changed the game. Martial did not score, but he could have had a hat-trick. Martial's game numbers just show how good he was. 100% pass accuracy, 5 successful take-ons, 4 passes into the box, 4 shots, 3 of which on target, 4 fouls suffered, 3 chances created, 2 ball recoveries, 1 big chance created, and 1 penalty won. The dribbles he'd completed, if Lionel Messi completed those dribbles and did that, that'd be like, that's why Messi's the best player in the world. He generally turned into Martial. Messi was running through players, he was weaving, he almost scored like 2 wonder goals, 3 wonder goals. Martial, it was like training against figures that were standing still. The way Martial ran around them, it was like just practice for him. He was absolutely incredible today, Martial, and it's a shame he didn't get the goal to top it off, because I think once Martial turned it on, we looked so much better. As soon as a player like Martial, Bruno Fernandes turned it on, we just looked so much better. Also, hit that like button, subscribe down below, share this video. The second thing I'm going to talk about is I thought Brandon Williams was actually really good today, but I still think we missed Luke Shaw. A lot of people were sort of having this conversation with me about Brandon Williams not being particularly two-footed. He often cuts in on his right to cross, and we saw that early on where he had a good chance to cross, but then he cut in on his right. And I think, you know, Brandon Williams had a really good game. I think Brandon Williams was good, but I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Brandon Williams, they don't offer that much in terms of first-time crosses going forward. You know, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, we know defensively is his stronger game, and I think Brandon Williams, a first-time cross, he's on its weak foot. He sort of like goes to cut in and do it on a strong foot, and I think that meant that we had to play more centrally, especially in the first half. And I think when we're playing more centrally, we're through the middle, and I thought it was quite predictable, especially because Copenhagen, like, they were a very well-organised team until about the second half when we actually broke through. But they're a very well organised team. They have one of the best defensive records. Like I said in my 5 things to expect series, I said if we score early, it'll be a good game because, you know, they've got to attack us and I think we'll score lots of goals. I said if we scored in the first half and we made it 1-0 in the first half, I thought we won 4-0. I mean, we could have won 4-0 today, but that's just an example. But I thought because we don't have Luke Shaw, Rashford doesn't play as well, and I thought we missed Luke Shaw because he does those first-time crosses and that link up with Rashford whereas with Brandon Williams, he slows it down a bit because he has to sort of take a touch and get it on a strong foot. Not that Brandon Williams is bad, I thought Brandon Williams was brilliant today, but I do think we do miss Luke Shaw. We do need one of our fullbacks to be more attacking, because we need to put in some more first-time crosses on the right, on the left. That's the only thing. But I did think Brandon Williams was really good, but I do think, would Brandon Williams be better at right back? That's my question. The second thing we learned is we stepped it up massively in the second half. We got turned on in the second half. That sounds a bit weird. We turned it on in the second half, let's just say. The first half I thought was really poor. I thought going into the first half I was like, what's this performance? But I thought as soon as the second half kicked off, we played really well. And I know it was sort of 0-0 in the second half, the scoreline was, but I thought we actually played really well in the second half. And I did really want to see a good performance from Manchester United, because obviously our last few games sort of been wins but bad performances. But I think today actually it was quite a good performance. As I said, in the second half, the amount of chances we had, we could have won it 4-5-0 on another day. You know, the goalie was amazing, but we had so many chances. Bruno had a great shot, which was a great save, and Bruno hit the post. Martial had 2 or 3 opportunities with great saves. Obviously, there were the offside chances, but I think that was in the first half. But I thought the second half were absolutely excellent. I thought we responded, and that was the Manchester United I want to see in the second half. Yes, we didn't score, but the Manchester United that's constantly attacking, constantly creating chances. Obviously, our opponent is Copenhagen, but they are defensively a strong team, just they're not a great team, you know, they were organised. But I just thought, like, the way we played in the second half was good football, and, you know, that it's a positive because we won the game, so I'm trying to keep this more positive, and I do think that we were really good in the second half. The fourth thing we learned is that when Bruno or Martial turns it on, we are a completely different team. And I actually said earlier on in the year that I thought, before Bruno came, I thought Martial was our most important player, because obviously before Igalo and Bruno, when Martial was injured, we had a Rashford at striker, and Rashford, I don't think, is quite number 9 with his back to goal. I know I said that I thought Martial was the most important player because he's our only out-and-out number 9 at the club. Obviously we've got Igalo now, but the quality between Igalo and Martial, it's just obvious that Martial's better. And then since Bruno Fernandes has joined, we know that Bruno Fernandes is our most important player, because when Bruno Fernandes is in the game, we play well. When Bruno Fernandes is not in the game, we don't play as well. And the first half, Bruno and Martial weren't particularly in the game, but in the second half, they were both in the game. And for me, they've always been our 2 most important players. When Martial's on his day, when Bruno's on his day, we normally win. We normally play well. And I think as soon as Bruno Fernandes turned it on, got on the ball, started playing, the whole team started playing. You know, I thought Rashford was a bit iffy today. I thought Rashford was probably one of the poorer players. But as soon as Bruno turned it on, you know, Martial's on it. When Bruno plays well, Martial plays well. And when Martial plays well, we're always a goal threat. And I think they're actually our 2 most important players, Bruno and Martial, for me. And the 5th thing I want to talk about is, I thought our reserve players were good today. We actually rested a few first teamers. We had Matic off for Fred. Obviously Shaw was injured for Williams. And then Bailly came on for Lindelof. And I normally have been slating how our second team is not good enough and they've not stepped up. But I actually thought Fred was really impressive today. Obviously he made that one mistake, but I thought Fred was really good. I thought Williams was really good. And I thought Eric Bailly was really good. Eric Bailly, you know, we could have conceded 2 goals early on. Eric Bailly made 2 brilliant blocks. Stupid fly. And I just thought, you know, the players that don't normally play that have been so poor in lockdown, like, you know, Fred wasn't getting into his form, Williams was quite poor up until today, you know, Bailly hadn't been playing well. They barely played before today, but I actually thought they played well today. And I think that's something good, because I think the one thing what showed throughout the whole Premier League ending, like the last couple of games in the Premier League, was that our first team's all we've got and the reserves aren't good enough. And I still think we need a better bench, but I think today, those 3 players that weren't our first team starters stepped up, and I was really impressed by Eric Bailly. In the first half he was my man of the match, second half man of the match, Martial. But thank you for watching. That's 5 things we learnt from Manchester United 1, Copenhagen 0. If you have not already, please hit that like button, subscribe down below, share this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.